Howdy, 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 howdy. Well, this week I want to talk about attitude and mood. Attitude and mood. That's right. I've been thinking a lot about these things. And I think I've been maybe using this word attitude wrong, incorrectly. People say, watch your attitude, son. Watch your attitude, boy. And I think what they really mean is watch your mood. Because attitude is a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something. It's settled. You've already thought it out, you know? So, like when somebody's acting up, like, man, you got a bad attitude. Well, that might be true in some cases if their attitude is like derogatory towards a certain race of people or towards a certain situation, you know, might be a bad attitude. But if they're just moody, then you can say you're in a bad mood, you know. So there's a difference between the two. They're not interchangeable. They're not synonyms. Um, yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it. And what I've been thinking about, really what I've been thinking about is control. Control. The things we have control over. The things we have control over. We think we have control over our lives. You know, we think we do. We think we do. We think we have control over our finances. And then maybe our identity gets stolen and we lose everything, you know? Or maybe we think we have the perfect job and we've been working hard to get into this position at work. And then also we get fired or let go or the business goes under or something, you know? Think we have a perfect life and we think we have a perfect house, but then it burns down and in a forest fire that has nothing to do with you, or an earthquake or a tornado, or you know, you think you have the perfect car and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, boom, you know, you think you're driving down the road and you're a perfect driver and you got great control over your car and someone then comes and hits you out of nowhere, you know. This idea of control is, I think that's an illusion. I think that's an illusion. I think we really have very little control over what happens in our lives. Not that you have to give up and not move forward or progress or anything, you know, but what we do have control over is our attitude and I think our mood. Mood's a little bit different, but our attitudes. We have control over our attitudes. We have control over the things we think about, um, and the way in which we think about them, and the judgments we make about people and their positioning and who they are. We have control of our attitude. And for me, when I say control of our attitude, I'm thinking maybe a little bit more about mood. Mood can be affected by what's called halt. If you're hungry, if you're angry, if you're lonely, or if you're tired, it can control your mood. And sometimes also will control our attitudes. But I think it controls our mood a lot. You know, especially if you're two or three of these things, you know, if you're hungry and you're angry, and you're lonely, all of a sudden you're going to be in a bad mood all the time. You know, you're going to be lashing out. If you're tired and hungry, you know, that's like the worst feeling right there. You're like tired and hungry. Like last night, me and my son, we were really tired and hungry. And we went home and ordered pizza. And by the time the pizza showed up, man, we were at each other's throats. We just were really in a bad mood. And we had a real bad attitude towards each other. But I think you can control those things. I think out of everything in life, those are the two things you can exercise the most control over. And what I mean by that is, like last night, I knew I was hungry. I knew I was tired, you know, and going in and knowing those things, then you can say, okay, I need to be prepared that I'm probably going to be slipping into a bad mood. I'm going to be short-tempered. I'm going to be cross with people. And I need to control as much of that as I can and not just lash out, but try to understand where I'm at emotionally and psychologically and what kind of attitudes I'm holding, what kind of mood I'm in, and then you can control those things. But it takes a lot of self-awareness. We're going to throw self-awareness up there. Let's find another color here to throw self-awareness up there. Where's my yellow? I'm going to put self-awareness in yellow. Self-aware. That's right. Being self-aware. I love these paint sticks. I'm just really falling in love with these paint sticks. They are so cool. You can just draw with them and paint with them, and they dry just like paint the next day. And then you can go back over them if you want with the other stuff. So I'm falling in love with these things, but I'm self-aware that this stuff is great. I'm just really, really digging it. It's kind of like oil pastels, but they're bigger and they're paint, and so they dry. And oil pastels always seem to stay wet. You know, they always stay in that condition. Um, all right, back to what I'm talking about. If you're self-aware, you know, okay, this situation I'm going into is going to be difficult to maintain a good mood, just to stay positive. So, what are some steps I can do to make sure I can get through this situation without just throttling somebody? How am I going to control my mood? How am I going to control my attitudes? How am I going to go through this day, this hour, this work week, whatever it is, and um, and go through it with a positive outlook, or at least not a completely negative outlook. And there's nothing wrong with having down days, having sad days. You know, I love having a sad day, but that doesn't mean you have to be a negative. You can just be like, I'm just going to sit in this for a while. I'm just going to enjoy this sadness, and then when it's over, I'm going to move on to something else. It doesn't mean you always have to be up here in the clouds, happy-go-lucky all the time. You know, it's great to be there, and when you're there, you know, say, hey, this is a great place to be. I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts, and I'm going to be here, and I'm going to maintain this as long as I can. And then when I'm done being up here in the clouds, being all happy-go-lucky, life's going to continue on, and then I will be in another state. It's not controlling this, controlling your attitude and your mood doesn't mean you're trying to elevate yourself necessarily. And I don't even know if I like that terminology, that like being sad is down here and being happy is up here. No, they're different aspects of the same person, and we all need that. That we have to have time to grieve, we have to have time to be sad, we have to have time to mourn and to let go. We have to have time to be happy and to laugh and to run and express ourselves and to be joyful. You know, all of those things are important as a complete person. And when you're in one of those emotional states and you're self-aware that you're in that emotional state, then it doesn't have to be a negative thing. You can have control over it and say, you know what, today I need to be down. Today I need to be sad. And that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I'm not going to be negative towards it. I'm not going to be I'm not going to let it be detrimental to my psychological well-being or my physical well-being. I'm just going to say today is a day that I'm going to enjoy being sad. And that's okay. And then tomorrow I don't have to be sad anymore. Tomorrow I can be happy, and I'm going to enjoy being happy. You know, and that's how you have control over stuff. You're aware of where you are. And if the sadness is going to lead you down a path that is going to be detrimental, then you have control over that. And you can say, you know what? I need to take some positive steps to remove myself from this sadness. And the same thing can be happy. There are people who, when they get happy, they just keep going up and up and up and up, or keep going out and out and out and out. And you know, they go into destructive happy behaviors. And you're like, wait, well, destructive happy behavior, what does that mean? That means they neglect stuff, you know? They're chasing the next happy experience, the next happy moment. So they're neglecting their family, they're neglecting their work maybe. Maybe they're just on an emotional high, and so they are just letting everything else in their life go to pot, and they're just chasing that high. And then they're doing whatever they need to stay there. Maybe they turn to drugs or alcohol, or just party all the time, or, you know, and because they're chasing that, because they don't know how to deal with anything else. So even though they're happy, they're still not in control. They're not self-aware, you know? And so having that self-awareness brings you to be able to control your attitude and your mood, which is really the only things we have control over in our lives. We really don't. I mean, that's all we really have control over. Even as an artist, thinking I have control over the painting I'm doing is not true. I think I want that control, you know, but for me, letting go in a painting is more critical than trying to have control. You know, it's having that balance. So, and realizing that there's a lot about life that I don't have control over. The only thing I can have control over is my attitude and my mood in life. So when negative things happen, if I get in a car crash, what's my response going to be? If my house burns down, what's my response going to be? Even if it's small things, I got a boss at work who's just bitchy all the time. What am I going to be able to control? I can't control my boss, can't control my employment, can't control any of that, you know. What I can control is my attitude and my mood towards it, and the things I can do to make that a better situation, a better circumstance. Um, and so, that's just a lifelong struggle. And the more self-aware you are, the more control you can have over your attitude and your mood. And being aware of if you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired can have a big influence upon that, And I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I think it does. I think it makes sense, and just saying, you know what? I can control my outlook, my mood, my attitude towards what's happening around me right now. That's all I can do. Today I'm in my studio painting, and that affects my mood, that affects my attitude, and I want to be here a lot more. But I'm not always able to be here, and so do I lash out? Do I lose control? Do I get angry? Or do I just say, you know what, next time in my studio, I'm just going to really cherish that time, and I'm going to get through today what I need to get through so I can get through to the next studio time that I have. So I want to show you these markers. They're not markers, they're paint sticks. I'm really enjoying these paint sticks. I've done a couple of drawings, and what I really like about them is you can, the colors aren't real vibrant. I really wish they had some more vibrant colors, and maybe I'll look around for another brand. These are like kind of industrial grade by Markel paint sticks, and they're for like marking stuff outdoors and for kind of more industrial stuff. So it's not necessarily art supplies, although they do make great art supplies. So the color palette's limited. They've got a yellow, they got this purple, they've got a pink and a blue and a green. And even the green is it's more of it's a light green. It's more of a turquoise maybe. Ooh, I dropped it. So it's more of a turquoise. And what they end up doing is getting a little film on the edge, so it doesn't really, so you kind of have to either peel that off or just my paper's really rough, so I can kind of just break it off when I go to mark with this. But you see it does have these great colors, and then tomorrow it'll be dry, and so this black won't smudge anymore, it'll all be dry. And then you can come back over tomorrow and paint right over top of it. And so that's great. And what I like about this is I'm kind of a spontaneous painter, and I really like to doodle, and I really like to draw a lot. And with painting, that's kind of difficult. I know I've shared with you before that I put these little tips on here so I can kind of use them for writing and stuff. But these paint sticks are great. Here's a brown. I haven't used brown yet. This is kind of how they come. And you can see it doesn't come off, see, real well until you kind of break through that skin that forms on there. And then all of a sudden you have this brown's really nice. Actually, I like this brown color. This is a nice looking brown. I do like that brown right there. Yeah. I like the blue, I like the brown. The purple could be a little bit darker for me, a little bit more vibrant for me. Yellow is nice. The green looks it's kind of on the blue side and light. It's a little turquoisey for me. So, which I really like. I like that color, but just not as a green, more as a turquoise. Here's an orange. I haven't done the orange one yet either. So let's see how this orange looks. It's gonna be kind of hard to get a good pure color because I have spray painted this piece of paper before I started. This is some nice thick acrylic paper for painting with acrylics. So here's some orange right here. And I'm not really trying to make anything right now. I'm just kind of doodling. And what I like about this is I can just make some marks on the page and then step back a ways and take a look at what I've done. And sometimes when you're working close like this, you kind of don't see the whole picture, so you can't always see how everything's coming together. You can't see the flow of everything. And so it's nice to step away and get some distance on it, some perspective. And that's always good in life. Perspective taking is always good in life. Having that time to be self-reflective and become more self-aware, I think is an awesome thing to be able to do. Let's see, where's my blue? Here's my blue here. I think I'm gonna add some blue. And I don't know. I was thinking about this and thinking a lot about attitude and what goes into your attitude in life. And in your moods, mood swings. some people are really moody and they get set off really easy, you know, and it just really can control them. And so being self-aware really helps overcome that. And I'm just gonna color this all in. See how easy and quickly you can do this, you know, and you can come back through with your finger and kind of smear it all in, smoosh it all, smoosh it all. Just get it all smooshed up here and here and here and here. That's good, and here and here. That's good. And there we go. You can do some blending with it. We'll put a little blue down here and blend it in a little bit. It's nice. That's nice. I like that. Get a little thick along here. So I ordered a couple more sets of these because I think I'm going to go through a lot of them. And what's good is because I like to just kind of doodle and stuff, you know. And so having this ability to just grab one of these and do some doodling, kind of as the background, and then come back through to. Usually I'll doodle in one day and then I'll come back through the next day, and kind of come back through with my acrylics and paint over stuff that I'm trying to get rid of, and kind of shape it a little bit. Yeah. And I'm not really trying to make anything here. I'm just exploring right now. And so I'm just letting it go where it goes. And let's see, I think I'm gonna try some more out. I haven't yeah, I like this. It's a little chaotic in the middle here. I'm gonna have to come over and paint over a big portion of it, but it's all right. It's hard when you start with lettering, and then you want to try to come back through and go over it, but it's all good. It's all good. Halt! Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. You know, you get hangry, hungry, and angry, hangry. Oh, you know what? I got this pink. Where'd the pink go? Here it is. Maybe I ought to use some of this pink here. Let me just step back for a minute. Well, I don't think I'm going to get much pink off this because of the black that's in there. Alright, let's see if we can start shaping this in a direction here. What do I see in this picture? What do I see in this painting here? Where's it going? What do I see? What do I see? Sometimes you just gotta sit with the piece for a while, you know? And sometimes you just get nothing. Sometimes you get your palette so wide, sometimes you start using so many different colors that the composition just starts to fall apart, you know? So let's see, we got a couple yellows, some oranges, we got this pink and blue background, we got some browns. Now we're moving somewhere. Now we're getting something. And coming up with a pattern, repetition, that becomes important to do good composition. You know, something that kind of holds it all together. Certainly, repeating colors helps. You know, we got just a little bit of purple down here, and maybe we don't want any more purple. Maybe this is not going to be those colors. This pink didn't come through very well because of that black, so you know, kind of anticipated that. What I might do though is black here and kind of segregate these colors a little bit. Something like that. Okay, we've got some stripes there. Kind of reminds me of the zoo for some reason. I keep thinking zoo. I don't know why. Like animal cages or something. I don't know. Let's try this here. Where'd my yellow go? Let's see if we can get some yellow up here. Well, it's looking better, huh? Alright. And then I think over here, we're gonna put ourselves at, make this into a bit of a tree or something. There we go. How about another one coming up this way? There we go. See, we're having fun now, aren't we? We're turning this into something, aren't we? Yeah, I'm not sure what yet. There we go. See, now I can just go right over it with acrylics. This teal matches that fairly well. All right, I think I might be done with this one for now. I like some elements in it. I like these stripes. I like this yellow and this magenta. I kind of like actually everything right here. I'm not real thrilled about the trees because that's just because I'm more of an abstract and this is a little bit, I don't know. I need to work on this area up here. This area down here is okay. But overall, and I don't like this square, overall, it's missing something and I need to come back to it. I need to reflect upon it for a while. So it's probably, I'm gonna go sit in my reflection chair and reflect upon this piece, and then once it's dry, I might come back at it. So just remember, ultimately when it comes down to it, the only thing you have control over in your life, the only thing you have control over is your attitude and your mood. And even that's a struggle. The more you let go and not worry about stuff, the easier it's gonna have to make control of your attitude and your mood. And that sucks. But it's the way it is. It's the way it is. So, hey, have a great day, great night, great rest of your life. Thanks for joining me. I'll post some pictures of this when it's done.